I wasn't there when Honor the Beast began in 2008, but even back 25 years ago I played Heroes 3 religiously and kept thinking, it's fantastic, but how great it would be if I could just add some things. So time passed, and I found out by sheer accident that there were people who did just that. How could I resist the desire to join in? Contrary to works of classic art, this masterpiece for game still invites addition, and once you start, you get hooked in, and it's not impossible to stop.
A mod happens when someone loves a game so much, they just can't stand it being not the best version of itself. Of course, everyone's idea about that is unique, and we all are driven by affection and respect. Some sow as many seeds as they can, while others capital and nurture one little plant, and yet their common goal is to make something they adore even more beautiful through their efforts.
The Heroes 3 modding community at large is a bit too old, that they're willing to admit, and yet still too spry to be tired of it all. Granted, this isn't the easiest game to mod, but we've been at it for over a quarter of a century now, so there is little we cannot do. However, today we tend to really take our time to ensure that everything we do is just pitch perfect. Project 10 years in the works and still kicking is the norm. A bit turn-based like that. Don't click faster, click smarter.
Heroes 3 is a huge game, and it can take years to know its nooks and crannies. It is also big enough to easily absorb any new addition, provided it's made well enough. We started out by adding precisely 1/10, a new faction to complement the 9 that already existed. The spot test appeared to be working, and here we are. Horn of the Abyss is the same Heroes 3 you love, but with a bit more added here and there. Some people can't even tell where. So if, after all these years, you still want more, try and see for yourself.
When the game is a classic or, let's face it, old, most of the time, mainstream gamers that still enjoy it don't even know they are mods. Sometimes they keep playing it for decades, staying perfectly happy with what they have. Why wouldn't they if a game is so great? However, visibility is key here. Every time someone streams HotA, people ask, what is that? I never saw those action heroes I'd like to try. How do I get it? And that's where good old games can really help too. There's still thousands of people coming to GOG to grab a copy of Heroes. If they see Honor the Abyss there, they might just decide to give it a spin. It works the same for every game and mod.
See, a game that's so good that people still enjoy it years after it's been out probably doesn't need much help to stay relevant. However, software tends to get outdated, and games are no exception. Bad usability on modern systems, high definition, ironing out old errors. There aren't many developers out there who are willing to keep their old titles up to date. Many aren't even around anymore. So every time one introduces a newcomer to his favorite classic game, it's heartwarming, sure, but will it last? Well, with a good mod that makes an old title a bit nicer to handle and look at, chances are a new fan will be born.